Hey everyone, I just want to show you a little something that I have been cooking up here. So essentially what this is an Android sort of layer for OpenClaw that essentially lets you use Android apps in an emulator, assuming you're on Linux, from OpenClaw. Why would you want to do this? I'd say the number one reason is captchas. So if you've used the OpenClaw browser or had OpenClaw use the browser, you're probably pretty familiar with the fact that captchas come up pretty quickly. That's just pretty much unavoidable on the web when you're automating things. One place where you normally don't get a captcha, however, is in mobile apps. So if you're trying to add something to your Amazon cart or doing research or something else where the web UI might have a captcha if it's detecting bot activity, but the mobile app wouldn't, this is a great way to work around that. So let me just show you how it works. Let me just say use the Android browser, and of course you can change your rules to automatically prefer Android, etc. Use the Android browser to go to cnn.com and give me the latest headlines. Of course OpenClaw is thinking, and there you go. So something it's also doing is it's using a visual multimodal LLM where Android has something that's kind of similar to the DOM tree, if you're familiar with web development. It's not quite as hierarchical. There's really not as much rhyme or reason as to what things are sort of on what layer. And so while I do my best to try to basically, number one, parse it deterministically, and also have the LLM sort of parse it, it's not always perfect. So as a fallback, I call the TARS UI multimodal model, which is a very cheap model. You can run it locally, or you can have it run very cheaply on OpenRouter. I'm talking like 2 cents a day cheaply, to basically be a fallback and sort of say where the Android layer would want to click. Somehow, I think because it was able to basically scrape the contents of that sort of DOM-like structure, it was able to read behind this CNN thing. But now let's just say add the cheapest shampoo to my cart on Amazon. There we go, shampoo. Jeez, how does it know? Oh, I'm caught, psoriasis. But yeah, now it's gonna basically take a snapshot, and let's see what it comes up with. All right, so now it's trying the spend less filter. And then now I think it's going to basically sort, spend less. I was going to get me the CVS style. This is what I used to go use in college, back when I had hair, ironically. Isn't that funny? All right, 167 for 3 fluid ounce travel size. Oh, but there might be even cheaper ones. Wow. But again, when you're doing things like Instacart, this is actually just a much better UI in the first place. Just like you find a mobile app easier to use a lot of the time, you kind of reach for your phone when you're going to order something on Amazon. Just a quick action like that, Uber Eats, Amazon. Same goes for basically the ability for an agent to interact with it. So this is a huge boon for that. And I'm hoping that in addition to just getting around the captcha issue, this can help save people some tokens with the back and forth that often comes with interacting with like full-scale web pages. So I'll post the repo on GitHub. What you basically need to do is have a Linux install, either be using Wayland or have this Weston basically compositor on top of your X11 instance. I have a script that installs everything. It'll then basically pull the Waydroid emulator. It'll install what's necessary. I have a custom APK that uses the accessibility functionality via ADB to basically pull what is sort of this DOM-like structure, and then of course just use ADB to interact with it. And then of course get screenshots as well for that fallback. So huge README for you to read. It's not exactly like as user-friendly as a lot of OpenClaw plugins, but if you're truly dedicated to getting the most out of OpenClaw, I think this is a pretty good addition. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, it bought Whole Blends Honey Treasures Repairing Shampoo, 3 ounce travel size, and it added it to my cart and leaked where I live. Thank you.